Hello and welcome to my mobile application. This is Gunnar Martin for CS496. My application is a fantasy football coach manager. I play in a fantasy football league, so the idea of building an app that could help me and my friends was particularly interesting. I wanted to talk about my API really quick. The API I'm utilizing is the same API I built for the last assignment. Basically, it'll be using the API to view and add coaches to a MongoDB NoSQL database that I have set up on an EC2 Amazon AWS server. This app will utilize both get and post actions pointed at the coaches collection of the database that I set up through my API. Really quick, I wanted to talk about hardware issues I had for this assignment. I had a really difficult time getting my hardware in a good state to be able to run the Universal Windows platform in Visual Studio 2015 and complete the assignment. After a lot of upgrading and research, I found that my laptop is unable to perform hardware utilization, and I emailed Professor Wolford about this, and he said it'd be okay to do this assignment locally without the emulator, but that I would need to come up with a solution for the final project. So I won't be using an emulator. I'll just be running it locally. And once again, let me know if you want the copy of the email from the professor or anything, since I know I'm supposed to be using an emulator. Anyway, let's get started. So running this locally, you can see my app. Pretty simple, not a lot. So running through the functionality. First button here, show all coaches. This is just going to use the API to show all the coaches that are currently in the database. So we'll go ahead and click that. It's running a GET request to my API to pull back a JSON object of all the coaches that are currently in the collection. You can see the field names, username, first name, last name, city, and state. So it's taking the JSON object and it's parsing it and printing it nicely to the interface here. So the next button, show JSON coaches. It's the exact same thing as show all coaches, but it's just not printing it nicely. It's just going to throw it as a big, ugly JSON object string. So go ahead and click that. And once again, this is using the API to pull back all the data, and so here we can see a lot of the similar, a lot of the fields that I had and the nicely printed ones, username, first name, last name, and then you got the different IDs here for the different documents. So we'll go back to show all coaches pretty. We can see we have 4 coaches in the table right now. So the next button here, add new coach, just takes input through the form here. So let's go ahead and add a new coach. We'll add Dan Doyle. So make username Dan. We're going to put in first name Dan, last name Doyle, city, we're going to say Denver, state, Colorado. All right, so we got all that information entered. We're going to go ahead and add this coach. Click add. It's telling us that Dan has been added to coaches. So I should be able to click show all coaches here. It'll run the get command, the get request to the API, pull it back, and we can see our new coach here, Dan Doyle, Denver, Colorado. And so that's the post request was made successfully, and we can see our new coach has been added to the table. So finally, we're going to do get my location. Guess if we had some instance where I had a friend who somehow didn't know what city he was in, he could run this and it'd give him his GPS coordinates and the city if he's in a city that my application's able to identify. So we're going to go ahead and click this. So here the input for the user is the accuracy of the location that they want in meters. So if they put in something that's not a number here, so I just typed in ABC and hit find me, it's not going to let you. So let's go ahead and type in a valid number. So we'll say within 100,000 meters. We're going to hit find me, and it's going to ask if we're going to let the app access my location. So I'm going to say yes. It's going to look, and it's going to find my location. Latitude 33, longitude 84 west, so 34 north, 84 west. City that it found is Atlanta. So that's the location interface there, functionality rather. So real quick, I'm going to close out of the app and open it back up just to show that the GET request we're doing here, it's going to return back the same thing after we close out and open back up. So I'm going to hit the X here. We're going to let it close up. Run it one more time. Open it up. All right, let's show all coaches after it's done loading. And boom, we have the 4 that we originally had, and then we have Dan Doyle that we added here. So thank you. Email me if you have any questions or issues. Thank you very much.